Hello, this is Rethik, your biology subject matter expert from memoneet, and here we are in the FLT 5, and I'm here to discuss the botany session. Okay, so yeah, without delaying, let us go on directly to the question, and I will discuss the proper answer or the correct answer. Why? So I need to select the correct match. So yeah, and selecting the correct match, the chloroplast. Then they have type of uh, plastid photosynthesis. Then the chromoplast type of plastid carotene. Then the leucoplast, which is type of plastlets and storage of nutrients. Then the tonoplast, which is membrane, lysosomes. So that is what they have given. What would be the correct match here? So which among them are actually the correct? So the correct is A, B as well as C part. Because A, that is the chloroplast, which is actually a type of plastid, and what it actually helps in photosynthesis is correct. Then the B part, that is the uh, chromoplast, a type of again plastid, which is carotene is what. And the C one, that is leucoplast, it is a type of again a plastlet storage of the nutrients. The nutrients are actually stored in the leucoplast. Next. Whereas the D one, right? So that is tonoplast is not a member and membrane lysosomal straw. It is actually again a type of plastids, okay, which is storage of uh, is actually a membrane is correct, but it is not lysosomes, rather it is vacuoles, right? Next, moving to the 92nd question, you need to select the carbohydrates here. So carbohydrates means which might be the carbohydrate. So ribosomes, then the glucose, we have insulin, starch, trypsin, and the last one is collagen. So these all things are what? They are proteins. So that means carbohydrates. So A, B, C, and D. Okay. So whatever you are seeing, the strips in these things, right? So they are the proteins. So where this ribosomes, glucose, and insulin, and the starch, they are what? Carbohydrates. Clear? So option one is correct. So coming to the 93rd question, we need to select the incorrect match here. So what would be the incorrect match? I will directly say it as the insulin, which is peptide, because instead of peptide, insulin, that is what kind of bond you will see? Glycosidic bond. You will actually absorb. 94th question, GGG codes for glycine. So codes for which amino acid? It actually codes for what? Glycine. So who is the correct option? Next we have is 95th question. So what would be the 95th question here? And which of the following plant most advanced sporophytes are present? So it is actually Pinus. I'll say you why. As we move from algae to the angiosperms, those sporophytes becomes gradually advanced. So here what happens is Spirogyra, which belongs to the algae, right? And Sparganum, so it is the belongs to the rheophytes. Then Salvina, it actually belongs to pteridophytes. Then the Pinus is the one which actually belongs to gymnosperms. So gymnosperms are the most advanced sporophyte. Next, 96th question. So, in 96th question, two statement. One says that the Morgan carried out by several dihybrid cross at Drosophila to study sheep that were sex linked. Statement 2 says that the Morgan observed that the two genes did not segregate it independently of each other, and the F2 ratio derived very significantly from 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 ratio. So we need to choose the correct or appropriate answer here. So which of the statement is correct? So both the one and the statement are actually correct. Next, 97th question. Select the correct statements for oxen. So what would be the correct statement? All the statements are actually correct because, yeah, axle promotes the flowering. It is correct, and it induces the parthenocarpe, example in tomato. Then it also controls the xylem differentiation and help in cell division. Everything is correct. 98th question. Coming to the 98th question, that what you are actually seeing is in the figure diagram E is identified as. So what is E diagram identified as? So they are reptile. Correct. A reptile. Sorry. E diagram. So yeah, it would be the mammals. So see, the A is actually what? So you will identify as fishes. So we have B here. So in the textbook, if you remember, so B will obviously be the amphibians. So ratio of the population, which is more, that is what we are going to talk. C, moreover, the reptiles, right? And D is moreover about what? Birds. And E is more about the mammals. So now can you say which is it? So it is mammals. Okay, 99th question. Which of the following are the correct match? So, yeah. So, if you remember the plant physiology, that is plant growth and development. So, we have to choose the correct statement. Here, actually, all the three statements are actually correct. So, coming to the 100, question number 100. So, what is the example of the cohesion? So, can you give an example of cohesion? So, yeah, cohesion. What is the example of cohesions? So, the examples of cohesions are Anodeliphos and Xenerginos, then Syncarpus. Yeah, all these three are actually the example of the cohesion. Then coming to the 101 question. So, what is the full form of VNTR? A direct thing. So, variable number of random repeats. Correct. So, it actually refers to the location of the genome where a shorter sequence of DNA is repeated multiple times. Correct. Next, coming to 102 question, my dears. So, what does 102 questions actually says, or what does it denotes? 102. That is in the dihybrid experiment on garden pea plant. So, work by the Mendeleev. What is the percentage of the seed with capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y genotype? So, that is the question. So, yeah. Do you remember the genotype? The percentage of seeds with this thing will be 2 by 16 into 100 will be like 2.5. Correct? So is there anything? Yes. Means we have 2 here. So how many times probability? 16 times probabilities you will actually see. Correct? So finally it will be 12.5. Next. Select the minimum carbon containing compound. So what would be the minimum carbon containing compound here? So option would be minimum carbon containing OAA will be having 4 carbon, and it will be having 3 carbon. This will be having 2 carbon, and this will be having 5 carbon. So third is the correct option. Next, 104. Which type of compound are not formed in the glycolysis? So yes. So according to that, which compound you will not find in the glycolysis? Uh, So glycolysis starts with six carbon compound and ends with three carbon compound, right? Four, five, and two carbon compounds are not found in the glycolysis. So what would be the answer? Four, five, and two compounds are not found in four, then five, and two compounds are actually not found in the glycolysis. So this is the correct. Next is 105. Correct match we need to find. Polycephalus, example, it's direct. Then superior ovary, brinjal, and for this also. So it is direct type. So everything is correct match. So what would be the option? So 106, I need to select the correct match here. So what would be the answer? So here A is actually a correct match and C is actually a correct match. So other remaining are actually not the correct match because instead of eukaryotes, they are actually prokaryotes. And here instead of prokaryotes are fine. So bacteria. So this system is well developed. It is not well developed. It is actually absent here. So what would be the answer? Second. Next, coming to 107, which of the following is not a characteristic feature during the mitosis in the somatic cell? So it is option two, that is synapses, because crossing over for exchange of genetic material occurs in the what is that meiosis. So which of the following are or is a correct statement? So yeah, which should be the correct statement? More than 25% of the drug delivery from the plants, then the species area relationship were observed is fine. Then all the three are actually correct. Next, coming to 109. So 109 is fourth question. That is, how many matches are correct, right? So yeah, only one match is correct because this is correct, but this is wrong. It is alien animal species and this thing, right? What do you say? So this is alien, not animal species. Rather, they are invasive plants. And relationship between plants and pollination is not predators. It is actually what? Mutualism. Correct. So only one is correct. Next 110, where we have to choose the correct option. So your second one will be the correct option. So this is birds, and this will be the plants, and this will be the amphibians itself or reptiles. 378 is reptiles. 425 is actually amphibians. Yeah. So 111 question is select the biofertilizers. So biofertilizers, out of all this, five are actually the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers like anabena, then nostack, rhizobium, they are these three, right? Uh, are the biofertilizers. Then another we have it is even azotobacteria, then TMV and prions, right? So they are actually what they are infectious one. So azospirillus will also come here. So what would be the correct option here? One, two, three, four. Because see, here we have this thing. Select the biofertilizers. Azotobacteria, azotospirillum, TMV, then the prions. Uh, these four are actually the infectious. Then the remaining one is Anabia, then Nostrac, then Rhizobium, correct? Then Azospirillum. So remaining all are infectious and only three are there. So select the biofertilizers. We have 4 total. So option 3. Next up, 112. We need to identify the correct order of the organism of genetic materials from the largest to the smallest. Okay. So what would be the correct option? So order will be like first genome will be the order. So after genome it will be the chromosome. So after chromosome it would be the gene, that is functional unit of inheritance. Then it would be the nucleotide, which consists of the nitrogenous base pair sugar phosphate form of nucleotides, right? So option one will be the correct answer. Next, 113 is all about the genetic map. Is that what is the genetic map? Is that to recognize the site of the gene of an organism. So, option two, direct question. So, 114 is about which among the following is a function of the mesosome. So, yeah, which among it is actually all cell wall formation, DNA replication, distribution of DNA to the daughter cell. So 150 is in which of the following maximum number of base pairs are present. It is very clear it is in human cell. Then 116 is about, so you know how many base pairs are present in human cell actually? No, it is 6.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs. Whereas in E. coli, 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pairs. And for bacteriophages, it is 48,005 not 2 base pairs. And for this, it is actually 5386 nucleotides. So, yeah, moving on to the 116. So, in Mendelian dihybrid experiment, which genotype are relatable with the 3 in 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 ratio? Which genotype? Uh, that would be 116, right? This one. Because see, what happens? So when I'm talking about this thing, it is round yellow. This is, can I write like wrinkle yellow? And this is also wrinkle yellow. And they are round green. And they are again round green. And they are round yellow. Correct? So as a result, you will see this thing. So that is RR capital Y capital Y R capital Y small y. So that is how much? Yellow wrinkle, 3 is there. Then capital R, small y, capital R, small y. So that is how much you will see. Round degree 3. So B, then you will see C, then F, not F. B you will see, C you will see, then D and E. So all these three. Next 170. So, which of the following characteristics represents the inheritance of blood group in humans? Yes, it is codominance, right? Or, yeah, one is obviously it would be the codominance is fine. Then the first one that is dominance is fine. And the uh, next one would be the multiple allele. Next one, 18, flower are hermaphrodites or unisexual, coupled or incomplete present in which family? So that is composite. So flowers are hermaphrodites or unisexual, coupled or incomplete, which is actually present in the family Compositae. So next 119 question, that is assertion and reason is given. So in assertion in dihybrid cross of Drosophila, the F2 ratio deviate very significantly from 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 ratio, right? So where reason they are saying is in Drosophila, the F2 ratio deviated very significantly from the 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 ratio due to the physical association or linkage of the two genes. So what would be your answer? So option 4, that is both A and R are true, but R is the correct explanation of B. Next 120, we need to select the correct match. So yeah, chlorophylla A will be bright or blue green. Then the chlorophyll B is actually uh, yellow green. Then xanthophyll uh, is actually the yellow, and the last one will be this. So from this option, what will be the correct second? So 121, that is Rubisco has highly affinity for what? Uh, it has highly affinity towards the carbon dioxide than oxygen. Then the crossing over process takes place in, can you just say the crossing over process that takes place in the parenchyma, where it takes place in the prop, prophase 1 or meiosis 1, everywhere, all. So the next one is 123. So given below are two statements. One statement says that many important food plant like tomato, banana, apple, etc. have been produced on the commercial scale using tissue culture method. Statement 2 states that a traditional breeding technique failed to keep pace with demand and to provide the sufficiently fast and effective system for crop improvement, and the technology called tissue culture got developed. So out of this 123, both the statement 1 and statement 2 is actually correct. So 124 is uh, papayas are related with what? So papayas are actually related with calyx, right? So because papaya is a modified calyx, a part of individual florate that surrounds the basal of the corolla tube in the flower. Correct. So 125, select the correct statement for Malvaceae family. So all of them are actually correct. Next is 126. Which of the following is incorrect match? So can you guess which is actually an incorrect match? Germ pore, that is embryo sac, is actually incorrect because germ pore, it is the smallest pore which occurs in the wall through the pollen tube, right? Which are not related to the embryo sac. Where pollen grains, it is liquid nitrogen for longer. Yeah, other three are correct. So this is not related to the embryo sac. So first one, 127 is about the statement one. Larger animals such as some primates, arboreal rodents, and reptiles have also been reported as pollinators in some species. Correct. Then statement two says that majority of insects pollination flowers are small, colorless, and without nectar. Flowers are small. So yeah. So here in 127, so the statement two is actually incorrect, right? Majority of insects. So that is incorrect. So yeah, statement one is correct, but statement two is incorrect because if they are colorless, nectar is not there, then the insects will not help in pollination. So 128 is pollen piston interaction include events from, so that is pollen grain deposition on stigma to pollen tube entry. So if you do remember this diagram, pollen pistil interaction, match the following. Okay, I'll match. So here, axon. So what would be this? So parthenocarpe. So ethylene is actually promote sensation of leaves as well as the flower. Then gibberellin is there, which is bolting, and as Apsalus acid is also there, which actually inhibits the seed germination. So according to that, the first one is correct. Next we have is 130. So which is identify XYZ as selected correct option. So for this it is second one. According to 10% rule, only 10% energy, right, are transferred from one tropical level to the next tropical level. So only 10% of energy will be transferred. Next, 131, select the correct options for the plasmodium. So if you remember the plasmodium, the correct one which is related to the plasmodium. So that is Plasmodium is actually an infectious agent, pathogen, unicellular membrane of fruit. So all are correct. Next, 132. 132 is about uh, select the seed bearing plants. So what are the seed bearing plants here? So which are the seed bearing plants here? So now let us try to see this cycas and pinus. They're actually what? I'll try to write here. They are the gymnosperm. Then we have this thing which is actually the angiosperm, and these two, right? So they are actually belongs to bryophytes, that is mosses, and this is actually belongs to the liverwort, that is again bryophytes, and vortex, and these two, right? So they belongs to algae. So here, out of all these three are actually what? Seed bearing plants. So option three. So 133 is the tiger, since it's in our national park and tiger reservation is often based on. So yeah, bug marks and pellets, the fecal pellets. That's very much. So next is 134 is which plant spread rapidly into millions of hectares of uh, rangelands in Australia in 1920s and was called of great havoc. So that is which is prickly pear cactus. You remember it? It's a plant spread rapidly into millions of hectares of land in Australia, right? It was caused for the great havoc. So it comes in ecology, especially organisms and population. So if you remember. Next, last question in the botany, that is 135. That is, you need to select the correct statement for the given diagram. So diagram actually represents what? Transfer section of what? Yes, monocot leaf, right? So this is also there in practical. So yeah, this is it. So this is all about the botany section. So let me know if you are having any doubts regarding botany part, even if it is regarding the zoology part also. Yes, I'm here to help you. And yes, all the best for your upcoming test and wish you the good luck. Bye.